Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel and to today's flow, which is going to be quite a fun and a flowy one, a full body flow. We'll move through basically a similar sequence a few times, first as a warm-up sequence, a bit closer to the mat, and then a little bit higher up off the mat as a sort of main sequence. But anyway, it'll be fun. We'll start on all fours, so you can bring your hands and knees onto the mat. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we'll start to connect to our breath through a few rounds of cat-cow. So you can drop your heart, lift your gaze as you inhale. Maybe close your eyes here for a moment. And then exhale, round the spine, draw your chin towards your chest. And then inhale, drop the chest, lift the sitting bones and the gaze. And then exhale, round. Starting to really connect to the breath, drawing deeper inhales, and then emptying the lungs fully with the exhales. Take one more round, really almost exaggerating the movement of the spine. And then at the bottom of the exhale, we'll find a neutral spine. Now grounding your left hand onto the mat, we'll inhale, reaching the right arm up. Lengthen through the arms and stay here for an exhale. Good. Take another inhale, reach, lengthen. And then with the exhale, we're going to thread the needle. Right shoulder comes all the way onto the mat. Your left hand can stay where it is, or you can also reach it towards the top of the mat. And then pressing it down, you might get a bit of extra twist here. Good. Softening into the shape. And then with your next exhale, you can slide your left hand back towards the center and push yourself up. We inhale the right arm back up again. And then also reach our right foot towards the back of the mat. Now we create a long line from the right heel to the fingertips. Good. Maybe slightly pushing the hips forward to exaggerate that length. Open through the chest. Good. We inhale here. And then as we exhale, we start to hover our right foot off the mat, still keeping that long line in the side body. And then we start to hug our right knee towards the chest. With control, step it forward towards the top of the mat. Good. You can slide your left knee back slightly. We come all the way up into an Anjaneyasana. Good. Reach up through the arms, drop down through the hips to get a nice opening for the left hip flexor. Beautiful. Inhale. And then your arms move down. We exhale. The right leg lengthens out and the left leg bends. And we bring our weight back onto the left knee. Good. You can point your toes up a little bit more if you like. You can also keep a micro bend in the right knee. But try to aim your stomach as close to the right thigh as you can. Good. Inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll bend our right knee. Now bring our hands onto the inside of the right foot and open up into a lizard pose. For this first one, you can keep your left knee on the mat and just start to soften your hips towards the mat. The right knee can open out as much as feels good. If you want to come down onto the forearms, feel free and just kind of start to feel into the right inner thigh, the left hip flexor. Good. We'll take an inhale, perhaps coming back onto the hands. Then tucking your left toes under, we're going to lift the knee off the mat and step all the way forward into a malasana. Elbows to the insides of the knees. Find length in the spine. Roll the shoulders back and open through the chest. Good. Taking a few breaths here. Focusing on the hips, the lower back. Good. We take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we tilt forward, coming into a forward fold. Good. We'll do that a few times. So inhale, sit down and back, open the heart, and then exhale, fold over. Good. We'll do that twice more. This is a great one for the hips, I find. And then exhale, fold over. Final time, sitting down into your malasana. Open the heart, and then exhale, fold over the legs. You can now walk your feet a little bit closer to each other. We'll lengthen through the spine, look forward. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Good, we'll do that once more. Inhale, length. And then exhale, fold over. Good, hands come onto the mat. We step into a plank pose, bringing our knees down. We lower all the way onto the mat. Hips move back, and we inhale into a cobra. Just gently pushing the mat away from you, doing the most of the work with your back muscles. Good. We'll do that again. Now bending our right knee, the right heel comes towards the right glute. Inhale. And then exhale. Keep the foot where it is. We'll lift up into a cobra once more. And now we'll turn all the way over into a seat. So over the left glute. Good. You can open your right knee out to the side so that the right foot is in the left inner thigh. Inhale, reach up through the arms. And then exhale, fold over the left leg. We'll try to keep a really long spine here. We lengthen through our next inhale, gazing forward. And then exhale, fold over the leg. Good. Then rolling the spine back up, we'll bring our right knee up too. Then turning around so that we bring our right fingertips towards the back of the mat. We inhale for length. And then exhale, drop your left elbow over the right knee and twist. Gazing towards the, well, now back of the mat, previous front of the mat, over the right shoulder. Good. Take one more inhale here. And then as we exhale, we go back the same way we came. So turning around the left hip, come all the way down onto your belly. Good. Inhale into a cobra. And exhale back down. Good. Now you can tuck your toes under, push onto your hands and knees, and then find a downward facing dog. Good job. You can take a few moments, a few breaths here, finding a bit of movement. Maybe swaying the hips from side to side, bending one knee after the other. So finding space in the backs of the legs, along the spine, strength in the shoulders. Good. Beautiful. We'll then release our knees onto the mat, coming into our tabletop position, ready for the other side. Take just a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, draw in, round. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Then find your neutral spine, right hand grounds down. As we inhale, the left arm lifts up, opens the chest. Good. Stay here for the exhale. Good. Next inhale, lengthens even more. And then exhale, we dive down, left shoulder onto the mat. You can reach your right arm over if you like. And then press it down against the mat to find a deeper twist. Good. You can move your right hand back next to the head, next to the face, and then push yourself up, inhaling the left arm all the way up, bringing your weight onto the right side, and sweep the left leg towards the back of the mat. Now creating that long line from the left heel to the fingertips. Maybe push the hips forward just a little bit, lift the gaze up, and then picking the left foot off the mat, find length here, and then start to hug your left knee in towards the chest and step it forward between the hands. Good. Right knee might move back just slightly, and then we come all the way up into our Anjaneyasana. Good. Allow the hips to sink a little bit lower, reach up through the arms, roll the shoulders back and down, and breathe. Inhale, and then exhale, the hands drop back down, the weight moves back, left leg straightens out. You can keep a micro bend there if you like, pointing the toes up. We guide our stomach, our belly button as close to the left thigh as you can. Roll the shoulders back, finding length in the spine here. Good. Then we start to rebend the left knee, bringing your hands onto the inside of the left foot and open the knee and the foot out towards the left. You can keep your right knee on the mat for now. And then see what feels good here. Might feel good to sway, might feel good to come all the way down onto the forearms. Work with what feels good for you right now. Staying with the breath, especially in these really big hip openers, it's super important. Coming back onto the hands if you aren't already, we're going to tuck the right toes under and lift the knee off the mat. Stepping into a Malasana. Good. Well done. Bringing your elbows to the insides of the knees to find that traction to push the knees away from each other. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale deep. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Good. And then sit back down. Inhale. And then exhale, fold over. We'll do this once more. Inhale. And then exhale. Good job. Then walking your feet a little bit closer to each other. We'll lengthen the spine, gaze forward. Inhale. And then exhale, hands onto the mat. Step into a plank pose. Good. Knees come down. We'll lower the chest down and then push the hips back. Coming into a cobra, we inhale. And then exhale back down. Good. Then our left knee bends, foot towards the glute. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And keeping the foot where it is, we'll come into one final cobra. And then from here, slide over the right glute, up into a seat. Left knee can open out to the side, right leg straight. Inhale. And then exhale, fold over the right leg. Trying to keep that length here as we inhale. You can gaze forward. And then fold over the right leg. Good. Coming all the way back up, we'll bring the left knee up as well. You can sweep your left fingertips back. Reach your right arm up. Lengthen. And then with your exhale, you can hook the left knee with your right elbow. Good. Gaze over the left shoulder, finding length in the spine with the inhales, and then more space for your twist with the exhales. Good. We'll then release our twist, start to turn back through center, and then come back onto our bellies. Good. Coming to one final cobra, inhale. And exhale. Good. Then pushing onto hands and knees, you can tuck your toes under and find a downward facing dog. Good. Settling into your downward facing dog with a really big breath in through the nose. And then open the mouth and sigh the air out. From our downward facing dog, start to bring your weight onto the left hand and move the right hand towards the back of the mat. Maybe it comes towards the center or then all the way towards the left ankle. Maybe you grab the left ankle. Good. So finding a twist here. Take an inhale. Releasing your right hand back to the top of the mat, we'll now inhale the right leg up behind us. And then bend the knee and open through the hip. Good. So pointing your right knee towards the sky, and then maybe dropping back into a wild thing from here. So the right ball of the foot lands down, the chest opens, the right hand reaches back. Good. Take an inhale. And then start to move back through center, regardless of whether in your three-legged dog or your wild thing. We'll start to hug the right knee in towards the chest and step it forward between the hands. Good. Landing both feet on the mat firmly. We'll lift up, coming into our high lunge. Good. Reach up through the arms, sink down through the hips. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And then exhale, we fold over our front leg, straightening it out. You can lift the right toes up as well if you want, perhaps keeping the left heel on the mat, or you can also lift that up. See what feels good. You might also want to sway a little bit. See how that feels in the back of that right leg. Good. Take just one more inhale here. We'll then rebend the right knee, bringing our hands onto the inside of that knee or that foot. Keep your left knee lifted at this point. And can you sway back and forth a few times, finding a bit of space there. Good. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we step forward into our Malasana again. Hands or elbows to the insides of the knees, hands at heart center. We'll take an inhale here. And then as we exhale, tilt forward, folding over the legs, and then you can bring your feet a little bit closer to each other. We'll start to find our way into a crow pose, which you can have a go at. So firmly planting your hands onto the mat, we'll bring a bend into the elbows and aim your knees towards the top part of the triceps, all the way really close to the armpits, and start to bring a bit of weight into the hands, maybe all the way to the fingertips, and see how that feels. Maybe you catch your balance and you start to squeeze your heels in towards the glutes. Good. You can either step down from here, going through a vinyasa, or you can hop back, arriving in an upward facing dog. And that's where we'll all meet. So pressing the mat away from you firmly, open up through the chest, pull the shoulders back. And once you're there, start to bend your right knee in towards the glute and step over into a wild thing. Good. Inhale, open, and then come back through a plank and simply move your hips back into a downward facing dog. Good job. Take a full breath in and out. Moving on to the other side. We'll keep our right hand planted on the mat and reach our left hand towards the right ankle. So coming into a twist here, keep pushing the right hand towards the mat. Take an inhale. Release your left hand back to the top of the mat, and now reach your left leg up as you inhale. Bend the left knee, open through the hip, perhaps dropping back into a wild thing. Reach your hips up, open your left arm out. Good, and then coming back through center, we'll start to hug our left knee in towards the chest. Same thing if you're in your downward facing dog, and step the foot forward. Good, from here reaching up through the arms, coming into that high lunge. Firmly planting the feet onto the mat. Find length here. Good, inhale. And then exhale, drop your hands down, move your hips back, and start to straighten out the left leg. Maybe lifting the toes up. See what feels good here. You can play around with that a little bit. Good. We'll rebend the left knee, both hands to the inside of the left foot. And come into your lizard once again. Good. A bit of swaying back and forth. We'll then step the right foot forward and sink the hips down, coming into the Malasana. Good. Open up, roll the shoulders back, take an inhale, and then exhale, tilt forward, fold over the legs, and we'll come into our crow again, so you can have another go at that, bringing your knees towards the triceps, and maybe it might be that you just stay here and you just kind of gently start to bring weight onto the hands. If it feels a bit scary to go further, you can just kind of sway back and forth, seeing how it feels if you would bring a bit more weight onto your hands. Good. Then you can step back from here or hop back, and we'll go through a vinyasa, ending up in our downward facing dog or cobra. And from there, bending the left knee, we're going to step it over into a wild thing. Good. Open up through the heart. And then come back through center and push the hips up. Downward facing dog. That was quite a spicy one. Oh, you can then release your knees onto the mat, and we'll come and stand up on the knees. You can keep your toes tucked or with the tops of the feet flat, however feels better for you. We're going to come into a camel pose to end our practice. So we'll all start by bringing our hands onto the lower back with our fingers pointing down. So really press the base of the palm into the lower back. And then from here, we start to gently find a back bend. And rather maybe thinking of lifting your chest up, moving the elbows back, than actually back bending. That often is a little bit healthier for the spine if we move through that idea. Push the hips forward, find length in the neck. And then if you want to, you can drop your hands down onto the heels, the ankles, and push your hips forward. Well done, keep the glutes engaged. And then you can start to find your way back up, hands to the lower back, and slowly straighten out the spine. Good. You can untuck the toes if they were tucked, sit back over the heels, and find a child's pose where you reach your hands towards the ankles. So we find a rounding in the spine. The neck is long, the head is heavy. Good. And just coming into contact with your body once again, feeling the sensations that might be moving up and down the spine. Any other sensations that all this movement might have triggered, created. And then we'll roll our spine all the way up into a seat. You can rest your hands on your lap, on the thighs, and just arrive into a still place. Allowing whatever is to be. Whatever's happening around you, whatever sounds you might be hearing, just let them be. Whatever's happening in your body, maybe you kind of feel like fidgeting around or fixing something. Can you let everything just be? And the same with your mind. Allow the thoughts to come and then go. Allow the thoughts to come and then go. not getting attached to them too much, just observing the flow, flowing in and flowing out, just being the observer of your thoughts. And just sitting in this really precious, still place for a few more breaths. And if you like, you can also stay in your meditation for a little bit longer. In that case, I suggest you pause the video. If you want to end this practice with me, you can start to bring your hands to heart center, expressing gratitude for this movement, this practice. And then bow your head towards your hands. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I truly hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit spicier than I actually thought it would be, but quite fun. I'm here every week. I post a new video every Thursday, so please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy practicing with me, so then you get notified about all the different practices, all the new flows. I hope I see you here next week too. Thank you.